Welcome to TestTube, a place where we can share our knowledge through short videos. Even you can contribute to us by making a small video of any problem that you face in your life and how you have solved it. The video can be as short and as simple as possible, and you upload it in your Google Drive and share that link to us through that email that is shown over in this video. This way we can build a rich library having solution to any problem that anybody could possibly face in their life, and they can find a solution over here in this comment space. And by the way, the video will be uploaded with your name on it so that you can have all the credit for this. Thank you. In this video we are going to see how to read data from Excel sheet and how to write data into Excel sheet in Catalan. Alright, so before we see, first of all, I will walk you through the web application which is under test, and then we will see how do we take data from Excel sheet and write in, use it in our test, and how do we collect some data and keep it in an Excel sheet. Right. So this is our Orange HRM demo website, and let me log in. So uh, my test case is to log into this and add an employee. This it is credentials, and after login go to admin, it will go to add user, and it will enter these details, and this is the Excel sheet which is maintaining these data fields. So here you will see um, the data sheet has three tabs. One is with login sheet, which will contain the username and password, and add sheet, which will contain user role, employee name, username, status, password, which are the fields are going to be entered here. Right. Okay. Let me log off. So this is the data which will be read from this Excel sheet, and we are going to write the status once the test is run into this Excel sheet, and we are going to write some data in these three fields, and this is done in Catalan Studio. Right. Now let's see how this is done. So this is my test case for read and write to Excel, test 1, and let us go to data files. So here you can create different folders where you can maintain data for those modules which you are planning to test. So Orange HRM is the application, and for now this is only one module I'm taking it as, and that's why I have only one folder. And if you right click on the folder and click on new test data, uh, you can enter some name, and after entering the name, for example I entered login and add employee as two data sheets, and the data sheets will look like this. These are .bat files. So this is the runtime data sheet, and you have to browse uh, to your folder where you are maintaining the actual data sets. So you are maintaining the data in orange hrm.xlx. So you have to browse to that folder and attach that particular Excel sheet, and from there you select the particular sheet in that Excel workbook which you wanted to map to this particular runtime table in Catalan. So here we have add, here we have delete sheet. So out of all these, I chose to add the login sheet to this particular test data sheet in Catalan Studio. Similarly, I have created another test data sheet in Catalan for which I have mapped the add employee sheet from the Excel sheet, right? And here you notice that I'm using this checkbox to use the relative path. Relative path is something uh, as a reference to the Catalan project folder structure. So if you uncheck this one, you have to link the Excel to your absolute path, which is there in your local drive. So this will be your absolute path. The advantage of using relative path is that, mm, for example, when you move this Catalan project to some other folder in your computer in a different drive, then the absolute path is going to change. So that time, for example, if you didn't check this box and you're using your absolute path, this path needs to be changed every time, because whenever you are moving the folder structure, the absolute path is going to change. So you have to link that Excel sheet every time manually in these folders to map to that Excel sheets. So to avoid that, if you use, if you check this box, use relative path, wherever you move this entire project, this will be automatically mapped to that Excel sheet which is stored in the relative path. And conventionally, I'm maintaining my relative paths inside these data files. So these data files are storing not just the .dat files, which are the Catalan test data sheets, which are over here, and also it is maintaining my Excel sheets over here. So conventionally, uh, this is an advantage of keeping your Excel sheets at the same place where you are keeping your data files. And also you can create another folder uh, in this Catalan project studio. Create one more folder and you can keep your Excel sheets over there, and internally you can link in the studio. So that is also possible, and you have to link it over here. But conventionally, I found this is the best way that I maintain both the Excel sheets and the test data files in the same folder, which is data files folder, right? So that is how the mapping of sheets is done. And now let us look into mm, what we are up to, that is reading the data. So in Catalan we have a default keyword which is find test data, right? So if you use this keyword and you pass the path as the argument, the path is nothing but the place where the Catalan test data files are stored. So here the path is RNHRM. Under RNHRM it is login.dat file I'm referring to. So if you notice it, you don't have to give the entire path. Instead, you can give the path that will start after data files. So by default, this particular keyword or method that is defined in Catalan will understand that it has to look in after the data files folder. So you can just give the shortcut of the path, and using that keyword you have to call this method called get value. You can see that it has um, access to various methods as below. So you can get all the data, you can get all the column names, all the column numbers. So these are self-explanatory, you can explore on yourself. Now our area of interest is how to read the data. So for that you have this method called get value, and you have to give the column name and the row number. So normally in conventional ways of reading the data from Excel sheet, any methods will have a traditional way of row followed by column, but in Catalan it is otherwise. So you have to give the column name as a first argument and the row number as the second argument, right? And now let us see the Excel sheet. So this is the column name, URL, username and password. So I read the URL into URL, I read the username from the first row into username variable, password into password variable. So this is how you read the data. So the advantage over here is, if your conventional scripting, what you have to do is you have to use different classes and methods which are used to handle the file and then handle the workbook and then handle the Excel sheet and then reading the data from the Excel sheet. So all that fuss is avoided by using this default keyword. So we just have to use this keyword. That's how it is made simple in Catalan. right? But unfortunately, this kind of easy methods or keywords are not available in catalog to write the data into Excel sheet. So to write the data into Excel sheet, again we are going to follow the traditional ways of writing the data into Excel sheet. Otherwise, you can create your own keyword which will write data into Excel sheet, and you can keep on using that keyword for yourself in your entire project. That is something which we will see in our later sessions. But for now, let us see the traditional way of how to write data into Excel sheet. And okay, this is my normal test, which is a login, and it is uh, entering the username which is read from that Excel sheet, entering the password which is read from the Excel sheet again. Initially, it has opened the browser for the URL, which again it has read from the Excel sheet. So this is my login activity, and after that, add employee. Here I have used the strings directly instead of using the read method, which I would have done. But it's okay. The purpose is to just show how to read it. Since you know how to read it, read these fields. Obviously, you will know how to read these fields from the same Excel sheet under add tab, right? So you can try by yourself, but for now let us see how to read and write the data in traditional ways. This is a logout function. After that, now this is the traditional way, and let me explain this traditional way in simple steps by a small comparison to our daily life uh, thing which we would do it. So first of all, when you want to write something into a book, what you will do is first you open the book, then you write something and you close the book. That's what you do, right? So this is how exactly going to happen when we wanted to write something into an Excel file. Since that's a physical activity, your hand is doing that for you, opening the book. So here, mm, the job which our hand is doing is done by file input stream and this file uh, class or method. So these two together are going to do mm, the action which is done by our hand physically, right? So using the file, it is creating a pointer which is pointed to the Excel file. In this case, the file is going to be Excel file. So this is the path where that Excel file is kept. So new file method is going to get an access to some file which is stored in this path, which is nothing but this particular Excel sheet. And file input stream is meant for reading something from that particular file, which is controlled by this pointer, uh, which is created by this particular class. All right. So again, once you control the file, you control the book using these classes, and you have to import the relevant packages for this, and finally you will get access to that particular Excel sheet which you wanted to write the data into or read the data from, etc. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the data. So this is a traditional way where I'm going to read. Okay, now I got access to the sheet. So using that sheet class, I have access to these methods, which is get row to get the row, which is get cell to get that particular cell, and get string cell value, which is to get the value stored in that particular cell. So I'm going to read um, user role, employee name, and username. Sorry, only two: user role and employee name, which are stored in row 1, column 2, 3. So row 1, column 2, 3. 2, 3 in the sense since it starts with 0, 1, 2, it's going to be 1 and 2. So that is how I read the data. So what I'm doing is now is I'm going to write the data into Excel sheet. So what I'm planning to write is I want to write the test status here after the test is run. So before this statement, we ran the test and we wanted to print the result now. the value is passed. So I wanted to print this result into this particular cell. So for that, what I have to do is mm, I have to write this one, get row again, get that particular cell and set the cell value. Alright, I have set the cell type as string earlier, so I set the value. Similarly, I set the values of user role and emp name into second row. So this is just for demonstration. I'm copying these two, which is reading from the Excel sheet and writing it over here in the second row. Just for demo, this is nothing related to the functionality of the test case. Alright, this is how you write and you read it. So once you write it, you can close it. You have to close it. How do you achieve this is by calling, sorry, this is to write the data. So file output stream is kind of uh, antonym for input stream. Input stream is meant to read the data from that Excel sheet. Output stream is meant to write the data into that file, not Excel sheet file. In this case, it is an Excel sheet, right? So using this again, I am able to write something, and using this write method and passing that pointer from that file to accept that output stream, I write it into workbook and I close that file for output operation, and also which I opened for input operation to read it, right? Okay, so that is how it is done. So what we understand from here is, if you want to write something, you have to open this and then write something. If you want to read something, you have to open this, read something, and you can close it. In that case, you don't have to use these two and the write methods which you used over here. So if you want to write a file, first you have to do some open operations and only then you do the write operations. But to read the file, just have to do input stream operation and then read it and you can close it, right? So this is how read and write data into Excel sheet is done. Now I'm going to run this one and this is going to fail, and I will explain why it has failed. Okay, so it started. It opened the Firefox browser. It opened that, I mean, it entered that URL. It entered the login and password, which means it read the data from Excel sheet and it tried to add an employee. So it has entered the data manually, which is not read from that Excel sheet, and it logged out. So it has executed the test case, but it has failed to do some read and write operations. And as I said, I intentionally made it as failure because I want to demonstrate the common problems which may occur while reading and writing the data into Excel sheet. Now let us see what this is. This is cannot invoke method set cell value on the null object. And where it has failed when it tried to write user role into the second row, row number 2. So it has done this operation, but it failed to do this, and of course, obviously, it failed to do anything else that is followed after this. So, and you will also notice one thing, that the status passed is not actually print, though the statement is executed. Why it has happened is because it has instructed that passed value to be uh, wrote in this sheet, but it hasn't saved it. I mean, it hasn't done that operation of write yet. That's why, though this statement is successful, it hasn't written anything into that Excel sheet. Alright. So now let us try to understand why it has failed in this particular line, which says um, set value cannot be invoked on a null object. It is recognizing this part as a null object, and it is not able to invoke this method on this null object. Let us try to understand why this is null. It is saying get cell number 1 on row 2 is returning null. What does it mean is there is no cell such as 1 in row number 2. So that's what has happened. Let us move back one step. Let us move back one step and see why it is failed to recognize the second cell, but why it is successfully identifying the cell 7. So now let us see into the Excel sheet. And do you see anything difference between this cell and this cell? It has recognized this one, but it didn't. So I mean, it's not visible for you, right? But let us check the code. What has happened is uh, you have to create that cell first in order to write something into that cell. That's why it has failed. Here I have created the cell number 7 before I write into that particular cell. But whereas I haven't created this cell, I have created this cell. That's why these are recognized as null objects, and this operation is not possible on the null object. So that's what has happened, and you will see you have access to a lot of methods over here. So you see we have a number of methods which you can explore by yourself when you start scripting. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to create a cell, right? So I have to create a cell with the index 1, and I want to set the cell type to something. Again, it has access to a lot of methods to set as an active cell, to set the cell type to string, which is what we are looking now. Cell type. Let me just copy paste from here. So similarly, I'm going to create in the cell 2, and these are not for row 1, these are for row 2, right? So now this is done. Okay, so this is the most common mistake that the beginners will do, and that's why I want to stress it out. And also there will be another common mistake. In our case, these rows are actually created already because they are containing some values. But this row is not yet created, this row is not yet created, this row is also not yet created. So if you want to write something into row 3, first you have to create the row, and then uh, using that row create the cell. So for example, if I wanted to create a row 3, I have to do this sheet and create row and give the row number 3. So first I have to create a row like this, and then let us try it this way. Get row number. Okay, let's do it other way. So here I have created the row. Now I use something similar to this. Now created the row. Now I get the row number 3, and again you have to create a cell, whichever you want to create, and you continue to do how you do it. All right. So these are the most two common problems which you will face, and when you face this is a solution. And what else possibly face as an error is okay. That's all. So okay, one more error is when you run this script, you have to close this Excel sheet, otherwise it will fail, and you will get to know the error also, which is indicating that Excel sheet is open by another program. So I have closed my Excel sheet now. Now let me run this test quickly and see what happens. this time. So what should happen is my test data should be printed on row 1 and row 2 should have these two values printed. We have seen the read operation already, that it has actually read the username and password from that Excel sheet. Alright. Okay, it's done. Now let us see the Excel sheet. See, you can see the status is printed in the Excel sheet. The user role and employee name are entered in the Excel sheet. So that is how to read and write the data. In our next session, we are going to see uh, how to do data driven testing in catalog. And also there is one point I told that we will discuss in our next session. Okay, how to create a keyword to do these read and write operations by yourself, and just call that keyword to write the data into Excel sheet. So these are the two things which we will see in our coming video. Hope you like this. Please share your inputs, and also like I said, the goal of TestTube channel is to share the knowledge to as many people as possible, from as many people as possible from different fields. And what you can do is, for that you can uh, make a video of any problem that you have faced and how you have solved it, upload it in your Google Drive and share that link to us in the given email. That's all. Thank you.
If you have any videos like this, please upload them in your Google Drive and share that link to us in that email given over here, so that we can upload it for you with your name on it. And that way we can build a common repository where anybody can find solution to the problems which they are facing. Thanks for your support, and please subscribe to this channel if you wanted to see more videos like this. Bye.